Doug Thompson. We're here in the shop today, and I'm going to work on a little garden fence. It's composed of 3/8 inch round. It's got a little spear point and some 1/4 inch and 3/8 inch pickets. We're going to make two videos, one of which is going to be or make the scrolls, and then the second video is going to be a video about how I approach building a die. I've got to do about 30 of these hoops, so I'm going to spend a little bit of time making a die for the Hossfeld. So I'm here at the Hossfeld Bender. I have a long frame bender. These are no longer produced. We've had a couple of people that have asked, why do you have so many holes in your Hossfeld Bender? And they did for a while produce the long frame bender, and then they produced the standard bender. I've got the long frame bender. So I've taken the swinging frame off and just set it to the side. The Hossfeld tooling comes with 3 scroll dies, small, medium, and the medium has the extension on which you can use or not, depending on what the shape of the scroll is. And then the large die right here. So I'd like to go over my approach to figuring out the length of a scroll. Now this is the master scroll, and I took it off of the template on the little garden fence. So I knew from the original what that scroll should look like. So what I did to calculate the length of this scroll is to make 2 separate scrolls, one with the small tail, one with the larger tail or head of the scroll. Those were a known dimension. So this one I cut at 20 inches, and this one I cut at 15. So overall, it's 35 inches. Then by matching these two up to the original master, I make a mark, and then I can subtract this portion and this portion from my 35, and that'll give me the length of the scroll. So I'm going to go ahead and deburr this cut piece of 3/16 by half. The Hossfeld dies are pretty carefully machined, and if you've got a burr on the end, it may not fit in there. And it just looks a lot better if you've got a soft end on your scroll as opposed to this hard, sharp stub end. So I have the small scroll set up in the Hossfeld. I've had to move the pin over as close as I can, because if you don't do that, if the pin is away a little bit, the bar won't form around the scroll. And I put the pin as close as I can to this. I'm going to start wrapping it around. Little bit of a blacksmithing trick: if you kind of jiggle it or toggle it, the bar will conform to the scroll, and then I can keep going. And I'm actually going to pull on the back end to help myself out. Now at this point it's getting pretty tight over here, so I think I can probably move this to here. And I'm going to go ahead. That's still a little bit tight. I think I can get away with it on this pin right here. You've got to do a little bit of figuring and adjusting. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap the scroll around until the edge hits the edge of the form die fits up against the edge of the frame. So I'm going to stop right there. So each time I do it, that's where I'm going to stop. And so we've got the small tail of the scroll formed. Next, we'll go on to the larger head. So I want to bend an S scroll, so I'm not going to put the scroll in like this. I'm going to turn it over in the opposite way. I'm going to insert the bar all the way into the form die, and then I'm going to start bending a little bit. I've got to go like this, and I can see that it's not really forming by pulling on it. So I'm just going to jog it a little bit, pull with my left hand, and keep on going until I can start feeling that I'm not going to be able to make it any more than that. I'm going to move this over to here. I like using the roller if I can. And then I'm going to go ahead and bend it. Now this one's a little bit different. I've got a mark on it. So that's how you do the scrolls.